For the longest time, we've all been told that our intelligence is pretty much set in stone. But what if that's just not true? What if you could actually upgrade your brain, one tiny little habit at a time? Well, today, we're going to break down 12 powerful habits that do exactly that.
All right, let's kick things off with the one big question that holds so many of us back. Are you really just stuck with the brain you were born with? Well, the good news is the answer is a huge, resounding no. And the science behind why it's absolutely fascinating.
Okay, so the secret sauce behind all of this is a concept called neuroplasticity. And it's not just some fancy science word. It's this core idea that your brain can be molded and reshaped, kind of like plastic. Think about it. Every single thing you do, every choice you make today is literally rewiring the circuits in your head.
And that right there is the core promise we're talking about today. Look, this isn't some fuzzy, feel-good advice. We are talking about physically upgrading the hardware in your skull. And the habits we're about to cover, those are the tools that are going to make it happen.
All right, so where do we start? Let's dive into our first set of tools. This whole section is about sharpening your mental game, building that crystal clear focus, and the kind of control that's really the hallmark of high intelligence. We're going to start with two really powerful habits. First up is the Feynman Technique. It's simple, really. If you can't explain a super complex idea to a kid, you probably don't get it yourself. It's the ultimate test of understanding. And second, put that pen to paper. Seriously, the physical act of writing tells a part of your brain, hey, pay attention, this is important stuff, and locks it into your memory.
Okay, habit number 3. This one is like taking your brain to the gym, practicing radical delayed gratification. You know that urge to check your phone or grab a snack when you're not really hungry? Every single time you resist that, you're not just being disciplined, you're doing a rep for a very specific part of your brain.
And this is the part we're talking about, your prefrontal cortex. You can think of it as the CEO of your brain. Every time you delay gratification, you're strengthening this area, which is directly tied to your ability to solve new problems. You're literally building a better, stronger boss for your own mind.
All right, this next one is what separates the chess novice from the grandmaster. See, anyone can look at a situation and figure out the immediate consequence. But high-level thinkers, they're always calculating the consequences of the consequences. They don't just ask, okay, what happens next? They ask, and then what?
Okay, so we've covered the mental software. Now let's talk about the machine itself, the actual physical hardware. These next habits are all about giving your brain the biological fuel and support it needs to just run at its absolute best.
Habit number 5 is a total game changer, aerobic exercise. Getting your heart pumping isn't just about physical health. It is incredible for your brain. Why? Because it triggers the production of this amazing protein called BDNF.
So what is this BDNF stuff? Honestly, the best way to think about it is like miracle grow for your neurons. It literally helps your brain grow new connections and pathways. So yeah, the formula is super simple. More cardio means more brain fertilizer. It is that direct.
And sticking with the physical hacks, let's talk about intermittent fasting. See, digesting food takes a massive amount of energy. When you give your body a break from that for a while, your cells can finally get around to cleaning house. It's a process called autophagy. And the result for you? That brain fog just melts away, leaving you with crystal clear focus.
All right, hardware's upgraded. Time to install some new software. This next set of habits is all about expanding your cognitive toolkit, giving you new mental models and new programs to tackle really complex problems. So, let's download 2 really powerful apps for your brain. First up, Dual N-Back Training. It's a brain game, but it's been scientifically proven to increase your working memory. Basically, you're upgrading your brain's RAM. Second, learn a system with strict rules, like a new language or how to code. This forces your brain to build totally new pathways, making you way more mentally flexible. Now this next one, this is a huge sign of real intelligence. Most people, they strawman. They find the weakest, easiest to attack version of an opponent's argument. But a truly smart person, they do the exact opposite. They steelman. They try to build the strongest possible version of the other side's point, so they can genuinely understand it before they even think about responding.
Which leads us to a really simple but powerful truth. Your brain doesn't grow when it's comfortable. You have to challenge it. Read books that are just a little bit above your pay grade. You know that feeling? When you have to pause, maybe reread a sentence 2 or 3 times? That is the feeling of your brain building new muscle.
Look, you can have the fastest computer in the world with the best software, but if you never run maintenance, it's going to crash.
Your brain is no different. This final set of habits is all about the absolutely critical processes of rest and recovery.
And this is one I really can't emphasize enough. You have to prioritize sleep. It is absolutely non-negotiable for a high-performance brain. Think of it this way. While you're in deep sleep, a cleaning crew called the glymphatic system comes in and literally power washes all the toxic junk that builds up between your brain cells during the day.
And that brings us to our final habit, metacognition. It's just a fancy word for thinking about your thinking. It's like being a programmer for your own mind. You're stepping back, looking at your own code, your own thought processes, and asking, why did I decide that? Was that logical? You're finding and patching the bugs in your own thinking.
So there you have it, 12 really powerful habits. But, and this is the most important part of this whole thing, just knowing this list changes absolutely nothing. The real magic happens when we go from just knowing to actually doing.
I love this quote because it just says it all. We have to completely change how we think about intelligence. It's not something you are, it's something you do. It's a discipline practiced every single day.
I mean, that's the bottom line, isn't it? The value isn't in watching or listening to this list. You only get smarter by actually doing the list. Action is the only thing that matters.
So that brings us to you. And listen, don't try to tackle all 12 at once. That's just setting yourself up to fail. Instead, just look back at the list and pick 3. Which 3 habits are you going to commit to starting today to begin your own cognitive upgrade?